I'm a student here at USC Gould School of Law. I'm giving you a virtual tour today, so I'm going to take you inside, tell you a little bit more about myself, and tell you a lot more about Gould. I'm a second-year student here at USC Gould School of Law. I am originally from Boston, Massachusetts, and I went to Santa Clara University for my undergrad. I moved to Los Angeles a year and a half ago to start school here at Gould, and I love it here. I'm an admissions ambassador and very excited to meet you all virtually today. I'm going to give you a tour of the entire law school, and you'll get to meet some of our staff and faculty. It's a little limited in these weeks, so we're doing our best to introduce you virtually to students and staff and faculty, but I'll give you as much information as I can. Just a breakdown for those of you who don't know, USC Gould tries to admit right around 200 students. So my class was about 189. The current class is a little bit over 200 at, I believe, 207. That 200-person class is then broken down into 3 super sections of about 65 to 70 people. As a 1L, you'll have class with that group of people for the entire first year, and you'll move as a group. You'll take classes that you would take at any law school: contracts, civil procedure, criminal law, property law, constitutional law, and you move with that group of 65 to 70 people. It's really nice because it gives you a pretty immediate community. Moving here and not being from Los Angeles, it was wonderful to be put in a cohort with students, in taking the same classes as me and giving me immediate friends. From that big super section, you'll also be broken down again into smaller sections. Those usually are 12 to 13 people, and that's your legal writing class. You'll have class with them twice a week. Your first semester, you'll also be taking legal research, and you meet that group of people at orientation, which is, again, a really great community building opportunity. When I met my orientation group, I had thought, I don't know if I'm gonna hang out with these people, but within 3 weeks, you're so close, we were all chanting the name of our section, which was Section I. So lots of opportunities to make friends here, to meet your classmates, and it's really, that's how we start building the Trojan family that you'll hear about a lot throughout your process of learning about Gould, and that starts on day 1 here at University of Southern California. Gould is actually located on the undergraduate campus of USC, and this is a huge benefit to us as graduate students. Because Gould is on the corner of campus, we don't actually have to interface with undergraduates unless we really want to, and all of your law school classes will be here in this building. But as graduate students, as part of our tuition, we do get access to undergraduate facilities, such as the gyms, the dining halls, different buildings to study in. We'll have a chance to visit the public policy building a little bit later to view our clinic space, and that's just one example of some other spaces you can study in if you want to get out of the law school bubble. In terms of our gyms, we have access to the Lions Center, which is the gym that's been here at USC forever. It has full-court basketball courts in there, full-size basketball courts. I think there's a racquetball court in there, and then of course normal gym and workout facilities. And then we have the brand new Village Gym as well, and that was built only a couple of years ago, and all of those are included in tuition. In terms of on-campus dining options, just that way, there's the Ronald Tudor Campus Center, and that has California Pizza Kitchen, seeds, lemonade, I think there's a Panda Express there. There's tons of options to eat. If you walk in the other direction, right off campus, there's a Chick-fil-A, a Chipotle, there's a Turkish restaurant, Starbucks, of course, a Cold Stone, and then of course in the building we have our cafeteria, and you'll get to meet some of the cafeteria workers and find out a little bit more about that menu later in this virtual tour. Also, every building on campus has their own version of a cafe. So again, when we go to the public policy building later, there's another cafe in there that sells, coffee and teas and a different menu for breakfast and lunch items. Finally, there's the Village, the USC Village, which is brand new, and it's a very short walk, probably under 10 minutes from here. And there you do have the new Village Gym. You also have a Trader Joe's, a Target, a ton of dining options, both restaurant, sit downs, and takeaway. So lots and lots of options in terms of eating, working out, and the great part about being at USC is that we have access to all of the events as well. So for example, Anita Hill came last year and it was open to all undergraduate and graduate students. And Ali Wong, the comedian, came this year and that was open to all of us. So we get access to programming from a ton of different schools, and it's really wonderful. And actually, as a USC Gould student, you are able to audit any class here at USC for free. So my roommate doesn't know how to swim, so she's taking a swimming class as part of her course curriculum. So there's just so many opportunities here at Gould, and you'll have access. So we're walking right past academic services right now. As a second and third year student, you get to start to pick your own classes. This is really great. For me personally, I'm very interested in criminal law and public interest law, so I've chosen classes such as child interviewing seminar and criminal procedure. And currently I'm in a class called trial advocacy, where we perform a portion of a trial every single week. So last week I gave my opening statement to my class. And these are chances for you to start to kind of choose opportunities and classes that are particular to your interests. And if you're interested in transactional law, you might take a contracts class. So lots of options. So I'm just stopping here to show you that USC Gould is in the heart of downtown LA, and it makes it very accessible to access all the amazing parts of Los Angeles. This could be both in terms of an externship you might want to do during the school year, and also housing. Majority of first year students live around USC campus. We actually have terrace housing, which is really unique because we're the only graduate program with housing just for law students. So 65 law students live at terrace. These are apartment style living, so you share the apartment with one other student, you have your own bedrooms and then communal living space, and then these apartments are all in the building. Everybody ends up at terrace at some point, so it's a really great space to live at, whether there's a study group or people are planning to kind of get together. I didn't live in terrace myself, but I ended up there like once every week. So it's something you should definitely consider applying to live towards. I didn't live in terrace, but I did live in the 2-mile zone around USC. USC students call this the FRIF zone because it's the free lifts from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. every single day for all USC students. So that's something to consider also when you're looking at housing. Second and third year, a lot of students do move off campus. The metro makes that really easy, and you can see kind of some of the metro lines here. There's a metro line over to Santa Monica, to downtown, and students start to get a little farther away because they're not coming to campus as much anymore, but also because the metro makes it very easy. There's a metro stop, maybe a 1-minute walk from the law school. You just really cross the street and you're here. Just to give you an idea too of where Gould stands in terms of the rest of Los Angeles, here we have Santa Monica, so there's a lot of new startups starting here. They're calling it Silicon Beach as a reference to Silicon Valley. As you can see, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, all of their offices are around this area. Once you start to move towards Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive area, Century City, we're looking at entertainment law, and then the federal courthouse is right here in downtown and City Hall. So lots and lots of options, not only for living and for work experiences, but just to be in Los Angeles with all of these exciting things happening. You always have something to do on the weekends, and it's a very, very exciting place to be. So we're going to go meet with Dr. Melissa Barnwell-Scott, who's the Director of Student Services, and she's going to tell you all about the ways that Gould supports students.
Welcome. My name is Dr. Melissa Barnwell-Scott. I'm Director of Student Support and First Generation Professionals at USC Gould. Our office is responsible for advocating on your behalf. We want to make your law school experience as positive as possible. Some of the ways we do that, we encourage wellness and mental health and we share how many resources we have on campus and in the building, especially regarding mental health. We have an in the building doctor who is available to meet with students throughout the week. And we also run our peer mentor program, which are wonderful second-year law students who have volunteered to help you learn your way and ease the 1L experience. We also do student organization development and support, and right now we have more than 30 student orgs, so I encourage you to find out all about them. And we also are responsible for study abroad, so some students may consider doing that in their second or third year. We will work with students on that front as well. And as I said, we are the primary student advocates in the building. So if you have a question, if you have an idea, if you have a problem, come see us and our Dean of Students, Kyle Jones. Our office also administrates our study abroad program. We have 5 programs throughout the world, including France, Australia, Hong Kong, and Italy, and Brazil. And it's at no additional cost in your tuition. Students are responsible for paying for their housing. As director of our First Generation Professionals program, which is designed to support our first geners, students who are the first to complete college in their family. I am proud to say that we are the first law school in the nation to administratively run this program. And because of that, we have seen lots of change throughout the country in the way that law schools support their first generation students. Some of the resources that we provide for our students include monthly lunchtime workshops, which talk about topics ranging from stereotype threat to imposter syndrome and the value of growth mindset, to having events like speed networking, where you learn how to pitch and share your story while meeting alumni. We also provide an etiquette dinner to our first year law students, just so that you have lots of tools in your toolbox and that you're comfortable during the interview season. We also provide student stipends for first year law students, because we know that if you look the part, then you feel the part and you'll do your best in an interview. And we also provide a 1L mentor, an alumni, who want to support you and meet you. And some of them are also first-gen professionals who are very proud of your students' success. Thanks for visiting. I hope to see you in the halls.
So I want to tell you a bit about the student organizations that we have here at USC Gould. I'd like to start with the Student Bar Association because they're kind of like the top of our student orgs. And there's lots of roles within SBA, from president to community service chair to social chair to 1L representatives. And you can get involved whether you're a first year, second year, or third year. We have a similar breakdown of responsibilities in our other student organizations. So we have everything from sports law to entertainment law to the Criminal Law Society. We have Environmental and Energy Society. We have the Public Interest Law Foundation, which I'll talk a bit more about in a moment. And we also have a lot of affinity groups. So we have the Latin Law Students Association, the Black Law Students Association, the Asian Pacific American Law Students Association. We have the South Asian Law Students Association. And if we don't have it, there's space for a new student org to grow. So I believe there's a North African student org that is about to start this year. And you would just apply to SBA and be able to get approved. As you heard from Dr. Melissa, there's over 30 student orgs here at USC. And many students are part of many organizations. As a first year, I think I joined 5 organizations. In my second year, I'm still a part of 3 or 4. So lots of room to be involved if you desire. So I'd like to talk to you all a little bit about the Public Interest Law Foundation, which we call PILF for short. I am the current president of the Public Interest Law Foundation, and historically, PILF has had 2 main roles here at Gould. We've been around for 32 years, and we're probably the largest student organization next to SBA. We have a board of 22. These are our 2L board members, but we also have 10 1L representatives, and we we all have different roles, from again president to community engagement chair to an event planning chair to a pro bono chair. So lots of different spaces depending on what your interests are. The two main roles of PILF have been to offer PILF clinics to students. These clinics are really one of your only opportunities to get to do hands-on work during your first year of law school. Our clinics are open to all law students, so anyone can do them, but they're really utilized by first years as they're a chance to get out in the legal community, remind yourself why you came to law school during those really tough exam period times, and practice your legal skills, because all of our clinics are supervised by attorneys. So in the clinics you'll get to do intakes and talk to clients, and we have all kinds of clinics. We have a domestic violence clinic, a housing clinic, we have LAFLA Skid Row clinic, LAFLA expungement clinic, we have a transgender name change clinic, and these are all with community partners, so you get to go out in the community and work with the attorneys and community members. PILF's second role historically has been to offer summer grants. These are living grants of usually $5,500, and they're meant to help you afford your rent and transportation and costs like that for the summer. Dean Armour mentioned before this that about 60 to 70% of students their first year do public interest work, and usually those jobs are unpaid. So it's an important question to ask: how are schools going to support my public interest positions in the summer and beyond? The Dean of Gould, Dean Andrew Guzman, made an incredible announcement in the fall of this year that there would no longer be limits on the stipends. Previously, PILF did have to limit stipends because it was all based on student fundraising efforts. Now, as long as you do qualifying public interest work and you do fulfill the requirements in the application process, there isn't a limit on how many first or second year students can get a grant. Additionally, this spring we had an incredible announcement from Barbara Bice, and PILF will now be called the Barbara Bice Public Interest Law Foundation because she has committed to donating an endowment of $2 million. So this just goes to show that we are a thriving public interest community here at Gould, along with our powerhouse for big law, and there's tons of support from administration to alumni. So lots of opportunities, and please feel free to reach out if you do have more public interest questions. So now I'm going to take you to Career Services, where you'll get to meet the Dean of Career Services, Dean Armour.
Hi everybody, I'm Betsy Armour. I'm Dean of Career Services here at USC Gould School of Law. I'm thrilled to be able to talk to you virtually. We have a fantastic career office. I know I am biased, but I say that because we are really hands-on. We care about our students. We're a small school, so we really get to know them very well. We provide a lot of individualized service and also great opportunities for them to connect, for you to connect with our employers out in the world, not just locally, regionally, but also nationally. We do have a large on-campus interview program that happens every year in the summer, usually in late July. We have upwards of 100 or more employers who come to campus to interview our students. And that's not just for opportunities in the California region, but from around the country. Our on-campus programs are also supplemented by job fairs that we host across the country. They're in major markets like New York, DC, Chicago, and Houston, Texas. And we also have students who attend job fairs in other parts of the country for sort of specialty job fairs. That would include diversity job fairs, intellectual property job fairs, that kind of thing. So again, we disperse nationally and we have opportunities nationally. So wherever you want to practice, we can certainly work with you in terms of wherever you want to go, nationally and maybe even internationally. In addition to on-campus interviewing, which really features large law firms for the most part, we have a really robust and dedicated commitment to helping our students who want to work in public interest. That includes federal government hiring and opportunities, state, local, as well as pure public interest agencies that work with different constituencies. And again, that reach is not just regional or in California, but also national. There is a large public interest and government job fair that we participate in every year, and it brings employers from around the country to interview our students. And we also work individually with students who may want to work in a public service or VA, public defender, any of those offices across the country. And in fact, we have a dedicated career counselor who is a real expert in public sector opportunities as well. And I want to add that as an alum or after you graduate, we continue to support our students and our grads for their entire career. It's a lifetime commitment. So even after graduation, we definitely have alums reach out to us because they're eager to make a career shift, or they have, something has changed in their hopes and aspirations. And so again, we truly have a lifetime commitment to our graduates.
So we're currently in one of the policy buildings. This is law students, one of their favorite places to study, and you can definitely see why. There's lots of study options on all of these floors. So the reason we're showing you this space is because we have our clinic space here. These are different than our PILF clinics. So PILF clinics are open to everybody, whereas these are course clinics. So these clinics are open to second and third year students. Some of them you have to apply to. Some of them you can just enroll in, and I'll tell you a bit more about them, but I am going to bring us into the clinic space. So only clinic students get access, and I'll let you guys in. All 6 clinics share the space. So you can see there's actually students in here right now doing work. Normally we don't come in here because all of the work that students are doing is confidential. They have real clients. The 6 clinics that we have here are the Mediation Clinic, the Small Business Clinic, the Post-Conviction Justice Project, the International Human Rights Clinic, the Immigration Clinic, and the IP Clinic. Again, these are 5-credit classes. They're usually a year-long commitment. Some, I think small business is just 1 semester, and students are able to use this clinic space at any time. You can access your files here, the drive, and there's a lot of clinic meetings that occur here as well. So a little bit more information about the clinics. Our small business clinic is dealing with a lot of companies that are popping up in what I earlier referred to as Silicon Beach. Companies can apply to be represented by our students. All of our clinics are supervised by a clinical director and a professor. So you're doing real legal work, but under a professor's careful watch. The Post-Conviction Justice Project is probably what USC Gould is best known for in terms of our clinics. It's been around, I think, for over 30 years. And in this clinic, our students go out to prisons around California and work with clients to prep for parole hearings. Many of the clients that this clinic supports include battered women or people who are incarcerated as minors. Our students actually do go out into the prisons. We have students going to prisons here in Los Angeles County all the way up to San Quentin. So they're flying up and the clinic's paying for them to go visit with their clients and prep for the parole hearings. Each spring we have a symposium where the clinic brings back some of the clients that they've worked with who have gotten out, and it's a really incredible experience. I know all of the students who are in PCJP love it, and a lot of them come out wanting to do that work post-graduation. Our mediation clinic is another great hands-on experience. Students go to different courtrooms around Los Angeles County, and they actually do the mediations with clients so that they don't have to go in front of a judge, and it's, from what I've heard, a very, very rewarding experience. The IP clinic deals a lot with trademark and copyright law. They have some current clients who are video game producers or social media influencers who are working on trademarking different things. We also have the immigration clinic. This is another clinic that's year-long, and you do apply. This is one of the clinics that you can work in over the summer. You can work in it as a 1L over the summer, get paid, and then you'll be automatically enrolled for a year-long in that clinic. And students love working with their clients. Students get to represent them at the hearings as their actual attorneys. Last but not least is the International Human Rights Clinic. That's actually the clinic that I'm a part of right now. We have about 8 students per year in our clinic, and the projects range drastically. I had a couple classmates who went to The Hague over winter break to discuss a possible communique. My projects have been mainly focused on human trafficking because that's what I'm interested in. We actually had a trip to Uganda planned for spring break, and I had other classmates who have plans to go to Morocco later this year or in the following year. So lots of opportunities for international travel, and we do immigration work, asylum work, as well as advocacy in terms of like genocide issues or international criminal tribunals. So lots of chances to get a feel for what it's like to be a real lawyer. In my experience, this is the best chance you get in terms of experiential learning. That's the best opportunity to get a feel for what it's like to be a real lawyer. And you don't have to get that through the clinics. The school also has practicums, which are 1 semester long, and you can do veterans, legal aid clinic, there's a policy practicum. So lots of opportunities to really get your hands dirty and get a feel for what it's like to get out there as an attorney. So I'm about to show you our law library. You'll notice as we walk in, there's a student waiting to check IDs. That's because you can only get into the law library if you're a USC student, and during finals, it's only open to law students. This is really important so that we make sure all the seats are safe for law students during finals. I'm gonna take you in now to meet our assistant director to the law library. And he will talk a bit about the services that we have here at the library.
Hi, welcome. The law library is available for all law students for study purposes, and we also have librarians here who are available to help you with research. Librarians teach legal research classes to all the first-year law students, and we're available for consultation on any project you might have. The library is open generally from 7:30 a.m. in the morning until 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and then Friday we're open from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. Saturday we're open from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. and Sunday we're open from 10 a.m. till 11 p.m. And we do extend our hours to 11, being closed at 11 p.m. every night when we close to the final exam period. There are other libraries on campus that are available for law students as well, including Levy Library, which is open 24/7. So that's a good option for students who want to study after the law library is closed. And Doheny Library is another major library on campus. The library has a lot of different variety of study spaces for students. We have tables, we have carrels, we have couches, and you'll see as you go through the tour that we have quite a variety. So. The librarians all have library science degrees, and most of them have JD degrees as well. And we do sometimes have special hours during holiday times and other periods, but we do post our hours on the website. Also, we have some books on course reserve that professors often will put their books for a course on course reserve that students can borrow, and they have to be used in the library, but it's an option if a student doesn't bring a book. Okay, well, I wish you all the very best, and hope you decide to come to Gould School of Law. We look forward to seeing you.
In the library, you'll see a variety of different options, and I'm going to walk you through those options right now so you get an idea. So we're entering the reading room. I'll open the door for you. This is usually a very quiet space, and I know I'm probably annoying these students by speaking loudly, but I'll be out of your hair in a minute. This is the quietest room in the library. During finals week, you'll see every single seat in here full. As we move into this next space, you'll see there's a lot of different study options, such as cubicles, if you want to do more individual studying. These are really nice, comfy ones. There's some more group seating over this way, and we actually also have our technology lab, which we can go visit in a little bit. So on my left here, you can see this is one of our group study rooms. They're very easy to request. You just go online to your MyLaw portal, and you can do that with other students throughout the school year. There's also a number of classrooms here in the library, and as mentioned, it's been recently renovated. So all of this furniture, all of the artwork, everything is new in this space. So we can keep on moving through. What you'll see next is that we do have some standing desk options, and then another similar reading room in the back area. As you can see, again, during finals, it's pretty much completely doing services here at USC Gould, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about what Gould has in terms of technological help.
Hello. Hi, I'm John Kelly. I'm the Assistant Director of Student Computing Services here at Gould. And if you guys need any help with your personal computers or connectivity or exam software, all the things that we use here at the school, we've got a staff that's on site to help you with any of those needs. So contact me anytime. If you have any questions, let me know.
Welcome to our acronym courtroom. We use this space in part for classroom setting, but the main use is for our Honors Moot Court program. Our Honors Moot Court program is one of 4 honors programs here at USC Gould. The others are 3 journals, including Southern California Law Review, an interdisciplinary journal, and the Social Justice Journal. All 4 of these honor programs are made up of 2Ls. There are some 3Ls, but they're mostly on the board of these. So in the second year of law school is when you would be doing an honors program. All 4, you would do a competition to get on at the end of your first year of law school. So for Moot Court, you're going to do an oral advocacy tryout, and that will be graded by your fellow students. And then it also depends on your grades and recommendations and things like that. For the 3 journals, you'll participate in the write-on competition. This is like many law schools across the country. You'll get a stack of information and research, and then you'll write a paper and do some citations, and then you rank your choices. Here at Gould, you can only be on one honors program. This is really nice because it spreads the wealth, so it's not the same 15 students on every honors program. And for the most part, if you'd like to be on an honors program, you have a really great shot of being on one before. If you have more questions about honors programs, please reach out to us at the admissions office. So the law school has 5 floors. We're currently on the first floor. There's also a basement, which we'll get to in a little while. But on this first floor, we have the lounge area that you just saw, and we have 2 of our first year classes. So we'll bring you in so you can get a feel for it. A lot of the first year classes will be in this room, or a room that just partners this room and it looks exactly the same. Your first year classes, every seat in here will be full, but as you move into your second and third year, you're no longer going to have those big classes. There are bar classes like evidence where there will be a larger mass of students, but for the most part, because we enroll a smaller class of GDs, we have smaller class sizes. That's actually one of the reasons I chose to come to USC, because I knew that smaller class sizes for me meant a greater chance at academic success, but also at getting to know my professors for advice, but also for recommendation letters in the future. So in terms of my upper division classes as a 2L, these rooms are not generally full. Some of my 2L classes, I have only 8 people in them because they're seminars, and that goes all the way up to, again, as I mentioned, the evidence class or the con law rights class that is a bit bigger because it's a bar class. I mentioned earlier that as a 1L, you're going to be moving with your group of 65, and actually the registrar's office makes your entire schedule for you your first year. So you don't have to worry about the stress of registration, which is actually really nice. But then your second and third year, you get to make your own schedule, which is also really nice. A lot of second and third year students will stack their classes and only have class maybe Tuesday, Thursday, or Wednesday through Friday. So majority of my classmates who are 2 and 3L students have 4 or 5 day weekends, and then are only coming to campus on the days that they do have. So as we come to the close of the tour, I just wanted to stop and talk about a couple of last things. One being financial aid. Something amazing at USC Gould that not every other school has is that whatever scholarship and financial aid you come into the school with, you'll retain it for all 3 years. There's a lot of stability in this, and in knowing that regardless of the grades that you get, you will maintain your financial aid packet, and that's very important for students, of course. Also, if you're interested in public interest work, we have an incredible LRAP program that will support you up to 5 years out of law school. So based on how much income you're making, the law school will help you pay back your federal loans, and that'll be month to month depending on what your income is at the time. Lastly, as we move towards the admissions office, I'd just like to talk a little bit about how incredible the community at Gould is. I mentioned the Trojan family earlier. I had ideas about what law school is going to be like, and USC Gould has just blown them out of the water in terms of the way community members support each other, and that's everybody from faculty to staff to students to alumni. People just fall over themselves to help you. And I heard this a few weeks ago that the Trojan family roots run wide and deep, and it's very true. I spent last summer in Washington, D.C. at the Department of Justice, and I went to an alumni happy hour, and most of the alums there were not even doing government work, which is what I was interested in, and they were still falling over themselves to ask who they could set me up for a lunch with or how they could help me further my career. And even students here. I had a book that I needed to purchase that I asked a 3L for, and she told me that she would just give me her Kindle password because she didn't want me to pay for it. And it's such a small thing, but I think that's a really good example of things that happen here at Gould every single day, and it makes us all want to continue to do nice things for each other. So we will end in the admissions office, and if you get a chance to visit sometime in the future, I hope you stop by and say hi to all of us. Thank you so much for joining us today on this virtual tour, and we hope you choose Gould. Right on.